So we're going to do this new series of chapters about Take Two on technique. And this is especially satisfying because now we get to tell you all the things we wanted to tell you at the beginning. We're going to start with the basic. In this basic, you'll see that on my first step for the leaders, I turn my right hip back from another angle. And I pull this hip back so I can better face her. So for example, if you're my partner and you're following me, and I step side, and then I go like this, turning to my left, that takes me away from my follower. But if I pull my hip back, then I can use that to come back to her as we outstep her.
But that pulling the hip back business is really hard because you have to be thinking about moving forward and at the same time thinking about your hip going back. So it's really the only way to do it. The only way I could get it was by practicing a lot.
Second thing, after this side step, pulling the hip back, to create the cross, this is an unusual lead. And what I want you to be aware of is this idea that because you're the leader, you have this luxury of knowing what you're going to do in advance, so you can set it up. So if I'm the follower, you have, she goes, I'm doing the girl's part now, she goes side, back, back. And on that second back step, you want her to cross behind her left shoulder, or from this angle, behind her left shoulder a little bit. So if she steps out over that way, then you really have to work to get her to cross. But if she steps this way, the foot can just slide in. And so as a leader, what I do is I'm conscious of the fact that on my second forward step, I step a little bit into her space. I step a little bit to over my right shoulder. So if I do the leader's part, I go side, forward, forward. Just a little bit crossing, and that will shift her right foot back. So that's the first part of the second thing. You can tell we really like technique. And then that will open her right leg, so that now all she has to do is shift her left leg straight back in front of it. And that will make the cross much easier. Now after that, for the leaders, I want you to imagine you have the follower in your arm. Imagine you have the follower in your arm. And so as you do this, if I show with my chest, I'm going to exaggerate. I'll do it both facing the camera and away. Here she is to my side. Here I shift her over. Now look what happens. As I shift over my left foot, I turn back to front. And it's this turn in my chest as I shift forward which gets her to cross. So there's a two-part lead. Step a little to your right, just a hair, and then as you shift up, turn your chest back to front.
So this seems like phenomenally difficult to do, and I practiced it in the mirror over and over in my sleep to try to get, that position.
She practiced as the leader.
As the leader, I'm talking about leading. However, the really cool thing about it is that at this point, because I have it, most of the time I can get followers to cross even when they don't know to cross, because there's just so much power in the combination of them stepping into themselves and you're straightening your chest like that.
Yes. Now the final thing that I would like you to be aware of, leaders, is that oftentimes when a follower crosses, she doesn't go all the way to the ball of the foot. And it's a great shame, and I want it to be completely the follower's responsibility, but at the same time it's also completely the leader's responsibility. So after she crosses here, I want you to think wherever she puts her foot down, you need to shift her body over the foot. So in this case, I'm going to shift her body a little bit this way, and then we'll go on. And so being all the way over will let her go on and finish that basic.